Good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The boys and girls love us, by the way. They cluster right in front of the TV and, oh, the guys are on again, you know,
Dogs sitting in between them.
eating the popcorn. Anyway, listen, it's great to have you on board for another edition of the Hen Party. And we've certainly rounded up 4 hens here.
And 2 roosters.
Yeah.
Starting off with Cheryl Kelly, and Martha Betancourt, Elaine Wickland, and the inimitable and delightful to have Thelma Ravinsky.
Oh, duh.
Oh, and of course Dwayne and I. So anyway, we're going to talk about a bunch of things, but before we get going, there was a fascinating bit of byplay here before the cameras begin to roll about water consumption. Now we're going to have a little poll here. Cheryl, how many glasses of water a day do you drink?
Maybe 2 at the most.
Martha?
Pretty close to 9. Pretty close.
Elaine?
Full glasses, you mean?
Yeah, well, glasses, yeah.
3 to 4.
Thelma?
I haven't a clue. I drink a lot of water.
If you have a bottled water that contains 3 cups, 16.
How many of those do you drink a day?
3.
Okay, there you go. See, Thelma, it's not that hard.
Well, this isn't the only bottle I have. I have
No,
another
I know that. Answer the question, though.
No, I don't want you to start.
The other
No,
bottle
good God.
Jameson's on it.
Dwayne, how many glasses of
I'm
water?
supposed to do 4 of those. I get pretty close.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. It's interesting because I drink less than a cup of water a day.
Really?
Yeah, I don't drink any water.
I used to drink.
Boy,
maybe
you could survive in the desert like nobody else.
Just me and the camels.
It's a wonder you're not,
Yeah.
it's a wonder you're not dehydrated.
I know.
All right, now, truth in advertising here. I start off the day with like 4 cups of coffee.
Oh, well.
Wow.
All right.
That's fluid.
Then,
then the beer and the wine.
No, I
Yeah.
can't drink beer anymore.
Dehydrated.
And then,
Caffeine it is.
and then I have at least 2 glasses of milk with both my meals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you drink regular coffee or
Coffee's counterproductive.
Do you drink decaf or regular? Yeah.
decaf or
Regular.
regular? See, that's all
So
dehydrated.
Maxwell House.
So that goes through you faster.
Yeah.
Diuretic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a diuretic.
that's the word I was trying
That's
to
a
think of.
diuretic.
It's sort of like being Irish and Polish mixed.
And then the rest he mixes with water. Jameson.
All right, well, this got us off to a flying start, this little conversation. Let's see if we can do worse, better. Amazon, that's a big company, right? And they have a little device that sits on your table called Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
Alexa.
Alexa,
Alexa.
Alexa.
turn on the lights. Alexa, play my favorite song. Alexa, start the stove and set the oven at 350. And Alexa does it.
I know my children have.
Well,
Connected right.
yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So this morning, very interesting on Fox Financial, a little news story. Guess what Amazon's doing? They're recording every single thing you say to Alexa. Yeah. And the people are getting, holy cow, they're getting upset. And the excuse is, Amazon is saying, we're listening to your conversation, recording your conversations, to judge the customer experience. What a bunch of crap that is.
Wow.
They listen
Invasive, yeah.
and record every single thing you say to Alexa.
No privacy.
It is Big Brother. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Now,
I have a question.
yes,
I received the hub for Christmas. Everybody in the family did. It's not Alexa, but it's, hi Google, what is this? What is that?
same idea.
What's the weather?
So is that,
Yeah, same thing.
I'll
I'm
be
getting-
willing
well, I-
to bet you that's being recorded too.
oh boy.
It'd be interesting to
yeah,
hear.
I'd like to hear what, yeah.
Now, is it recording
Well, now.
When it's off?
Okay, now.
Yeah, that's
All right,
yeah.
supposing that is Alexa.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Alexa, turn the stove on. Or, sweetheart, why don't you come over here and snuggle with me? Can it tell the difference between Alexa hears a command or you trying to play smoochy face with the girlfriend? Oh. So, if it's recording everything, boy, there must be some really good stuff on there.
Well, I probably
must
put on
be.
a TV special one day.
I have to tell you what happened with the hub one day. I had asked it a question, and it was giving me the wrong answer because maybe it didn't hear me properly, so I stood away from it. And I said, "Hey Google, can you," whatever it was. "I'm sorry, I can't help you with that at this moment." "What the heck can you help me with?" "I'm sorry, but I can't help you." But when I say please or thank you, it says to me, "Thank you for your being," what's the word they use? "Thank you for your
Patience.
Yeah.
not patience, is what?"
Courtesy.
Yeah, that could be it. It's not that particular word, but that's it. But it can tell when you're upset and when you're being, courteous.
God, it's got an emotional gauge in it.
boy.
That's
No
beautiful.
privacy at
I don't
all.
like that idea.
They have satellites up above, watching down below. I mean, really, where do you go to hide?
Well, I
You
think
don't.
some of the videos, I think are worthwhile. The security cameras and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah, that.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 But I mean, if it's everywhere now.
It is.
It
when
is.
And when it comes into your house, and you're not aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
here's
not
something
right.
else. This ties in a little bit. Ted Cruz, a senator from Texas, he was on Twitter, and he quoted something Mother Teresa said. Twitter deleted it because of the religious angle. I mean, I think that's going
too
yeah,
far.
Yeah.
too far.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
Senator Cruz and me and you all have freedom of speech. And as long as we're not doing hate speech or real profanity, give me a break. Hands off. You know,
But they put
that's wrong.
profanity on. They put profanity
Three
and
cheers for
everything
Mother
on
Teresa.
television.
Yeah.
I am amazed. I got onto a program. I couldn't believe what they were saying. And don't think the kids can't hear this. Don't they say,
Listen,
"Oh,
the
you
kids
know."
swear worse than the damn
I
television.
know, but why? And it's more than swearing. Why do they have it on at all? You know, years ago, Boston used to have censorship, and one of the people that were on it was a former person here in town that was at the radio station, Dick Sennett. Yeah, and the books and everything that we read, they looked through them to see whether they were appropriate or not, and if they weren't, they banned it. And it was the same way in Hollywood with the movies. But now,
They're
like the song,
presenting-
anything goes.
They're presenting life as it is. And I would rather have that than have some prude
you wanna go back to that
deleting
man.
everything out of
No, I
a
don't.
show.
Well, I don't believe in taking everything out.
You either get freedom of speech or you
You know
don't.
that term banned in Boston?
Yeah.
It became a joke around the rest of the country.
Yes, it did.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
But it was.
publishers used to send stuff to Massachusetts, a book or a manuscript,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and get somebody, the local sheriff or the local police department could ban them.
Oh.
And then they would be listed banned in Boston. Well, that was a big selling thing for the rest of the country.
Sure.
This
Yeah,
book was banned
well,
in Boston.
I-
People go, "Oh, buy that one."
But in a way, I think they're going too far today. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
they're
saying-
going
well,
too
I tell
far
you what,
because the young people,
Oh.
they got enough ideas on their own. But to hear and see some of the stuff that's on,
Well,
why
you
do
know
we
what?
have to
It's
have
up
it?
to the parents to police their
They're,
kids.
they're not
Exactly.
around.
I don't need
And
somebody,
they're not around.
some
you know.
clown in Washington policing the kids. You know, I'll take care of my own kids. I
Yeah, but you're one of men.
I'm a wonderful man. Yes, that's what you're trying to say. Right, I understand that.
No, but the thing is, parents, there's a lot of latchkey kids, come home from school, there's nobody there. And their parents are both working. In my day, it was very unusual for a woman head of the family to be working. And now, as I say, this is what has happened to our society. They're getting a lot of stuff that you don't want to be as
we
a
can't
parent.
hire professional people to ban this and ban that.
That's true.
You know, because they have an insatiable desire to have all kinds of creature comforts, and they all work.
Well, I don't know if
I
the
don't
country
know.
is any better for
well,
it or not. But
all right, so I'm going to ask you another question that's not here,
what?
and I'm going to ask. What? Just hang on, I'll do it.
Oh, no.
All right, here we go. 37% of the people in the U.S. approve of the president's handling of health care. Now, that is a surprisingly low number, okay? But the people that replied to this never stopped and thought. But let me ask you this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 mothers here. What does the average mother want? Who does the average mother want making decisions on the choice of her children's pediatricians? The government bureaucrats, faceless insurance companies, or her and her husband? Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, if we go the way the Democrats want to go and are pushing this Medicare for all or health care for all,
payer.
yes, single payer, right, then the government is going to make the decisions on who your pediatrician's going to be, what hospital you're going to put little Ricky in when he falls and breaks his leg, or how long he's going to stay, and whether or not he's going to get crutches.
Or if he gets in it at all.
Yeah, that's right. So, let's carry this a step further, too. Who makes decisions for people with aging parents? Now, one of the things that existed in a part of Obamacare was these tribunals where people would, their facts would be submitted, and a panel would decide what sort of treatment the elderly would get. Well, we're not going to operate on Thelma. She's simply too old. It won't help her quality of life. Guess what? She goes without treatment. Same with Elaine. Okay? No, Elaine, it's just simply too expensive. And look, she's at an age where she's only going to live a couple more years. And, well, this is what they do overseas.
Is it that bad overseas?
Yes. In some countries. Yeah.
Which countries?
Well, Sweden has a very interesting approach to aged care, as does Holland. And the British healthcare system is very rigid on what kind of care you can get.
Now, if it's health care for all, why does the government say who goes on and who doesn't? If it's for all, it's for all.
If we adopt health care for all, yeah. If they do that. Well, let me put it another way. Are we proud of the way the government is handling the VA hospitals and the Indian reservations?
No.
So we want them handling health care?
No, the
I
government
don't think so.
Doesn't belong in
No.
healthcare.
And you know, and to
my
carry
opinion.
it
Well-
further too, we know the government mercenaries and the insurance company will choose with the aging parents. No expensive treatments. And when the end is drawing near, just let the people die. That is going to happen.
I don't think it will happen in the way you're saying it now. You're saying what you think. This is what I feel. If it gets to that, they will be a little more humane and maybe make a good hospice care system to help the elderly or who even the young people that have to go on hospice.
Right now,
It-
the elderly are the most abused people in this country, except for the Indians.
I'm sure they are.
They are. I mean, you look at our taxes, okay? We're on fixed incomes, okay? They got no problem ratcheting taxes up every year. Where the heck are we supposed to find the money to pay the taxes? Oh, you know what their answer is? Well, you're living in that big, expensive home. Sell it and go into elderly housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the elderly housing?
Housing,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, of course, we haven't built it yet.
Yeah.
Just last week, one of those know-nothings proposed that we should do away with senior discounts.
Yeah, I was
What's
going
the-
to come to
what's
that.
the-
Really?
The lousy maybe 10 cents I get off at
Yeah.
Dunkin'.
Donuts, yeah.
But guess what? And the rationale was
Yeah, listen to this.
they don't deserve it.
Plus, the young people should get it because they've got.
Yeah, they're struggling with
Do you
student
know
debt.
that the different grocery stores and things, they're catering to the younger people? It used to be that women baked and cooked and had meals at home. Now they're preparing everything for takeout, their complete meal, and if you wanted to buy something, like toilet paper or whatever, you have to belong to some kind of a club or whatever they have to get any discounts. It's the young people that go on to the computers, because older people don't have them, to get these whatever.
Oh, buy
they-
them on the internet, you mean?
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's catered to the young people.
Well, it always has
Well,
been,
that's
though.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with you totally, Thelma. I mean, I can't figure out half the crap that's on the internet. I mean, well, just the other day, I had to order some business cards. Well, let me tell you something. The instructions from this outfit out in California was really close to trying to learn the Hungarian language, okay? And finally, I just threw up my hands and said, screw this. I called Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He took care of
Yeah.
it for me. And he, oh, all done, Dad. Yeah.
God, you need a kid around. You need somebody to help. I think that's why a lot of people my age don't have computers.
Oh, they turn to the
can't
booze.
understand.
That you can
Oh,
just
no,
forget about.
no.
It makes
But
all
they
those
don't,
problems go away.
because if you took a survey at our senior center, you'd find a lot of the elder people don't have computers. They can't handle them, I guess. I have one myself, but thank goodness I have, like you, somebody that can help me to understand, because it gets more confusing all the time.
I can check my stocks. I can check the news, and I can check the sports news. And if I have a specific subject, I know how to look for it on the internet. That's it. Nothing else. I can't handle anything else. Give me a break. Oh, by the way, too, also speaking about the American health system, it's wonderful, too, how we take care of babies. You know, it used to be that a baby in its mother's womb was in the safest place in the world. The mother's womb right now is the most dangerous place in the world for a baby. And they tear it apart when they abort the baby. And you know what? I read the other day that when they abort these babies, especially the later term babies, they have to pull them apart. Guess what they do? They reassemble the baby to make sure they haven't left any parts in the mother, inside the mother.
We go a step before that. While she's conceiving the baby and there, just all they have to do is smoking. And I'm not saying smoking what, either way. That can destroy the child's brain. And I've seen 3 boys who are, you want to call them men, they're really mentally impaired because the mother and father were doing drugs. I mean, that's even
doing
worse
drugs, yeah.
than...
I don't think smoking cigarettes
No.
is fouling things up, but drugs?
Drugs, yes.
Sure.
Well, there was a case on smoking. If you see the ad, that this woman's child was impaired because she smoked so much.
Yeah.
It's on television.
Underweight.
All right, now, we've destroyed that subject. All right. if you could be an animal
Oh.
for 1 week, which animal would you choose to be?
Now you know the answer to that. A dog. But I do have a
So somebody for
second,
Cooper to play
a close second.
Well,
A thoroughbred racehorse.
okay, let me ask you
that
about
is-
dogs. There's a lot of dogs. You want to be a Great Dane or a...
I think maybe seeing eye dog or a therapy dog.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's a good idea because they get pampered.
pampered. Yeah, yeah.
The what's it? The Australian herding dog or whatever
yeah.
it is. They say is the most intelligent dog.
Yeah.
We got going. The Basset Hound, I think, is second. No, it's not. That was
The
census.
poodle is quite
Poodle's
intelligent.
bright too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Your turn, dearie.
Well, only because every time I see it on television or wherever I see it, and I look at the face, it's got a beautiful face. The coloring is beautiful, and the muscles and the
You're
legs.
describing me.
I knew he was going to say that.
A tiger,
A tiger.
All
a
right.
Bengal tiger.
Okay.
Yeah. They are beautiful.
I don't have
animals.
a preference.
Oh, Elaine, you got to give
I
something.
do. Just can't think of anything I'd like to be.
Really?
A cat. You don't want to be a cat?
Cat? You can sleep 23
Yeah,
hours a
so-
day.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be.
You'd be
A
a cat?
cat. Oh, God, they're spoiled so rotten, some of them.
Dwayne?
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Dave, again, I like flight, and
Oh,
I'm enamored with things like eagles.
Yeah.
Soaring,
Yeah.
or birds that can,
Yeah.
Birds of
falcons.
prey.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and the winds that just soar.
Yeah, and after he
That is-
said that, I've been thinking about a hawk. But a hawk
Yeah.
or an eagle, something
close.
like that.
I
Yeah.
just finished a little story in the magazine that I get about the Middle East and how the princes in Abu Dhabi and all these countries, the falcons,
Falconry.
yeah, the falconry, and they treat them like babies.
Oh, yeah.
And a certain time of the year, they all get together and they go off and wherever they go to, and they have their falcons, but they even put them in hospitals, and when something happens, they replace feathers. And I thought, holy mackerel! Well, they got the money to do it anyway, but
Yeah, that sounds like they're
Beautiful.
stretching the point a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Auntie,
Yeah.
if you won Powerball for $30 million, what would you do with it? Now, never mind giving me this hocus pocus about, well, I'd make sure the kids have plenty of money and da 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 da.
Well, I would.
I want to know, no, that notwithstanding,
Okay.
Of course you would, but
what selfishly would you either like to have or like to do? You've got all the money you can possibly handle, and you've taken care of Jack and Terry and Cooper.
Boy, that's a good question.
I
Yeah.
have any trouble with that.
Don't
Yeah.
forget, don't
just
forget
have
us
to
hens.
Right down to Mohegan Sun.
I would probably like to buy, a second home somewhere. I don't, maybe Hawaii,
Oh, I was thinking you'd probably pick, like something like Staten Island, New York, or New
Hawaii,
Jersey
or something like that, or St. John, the Virgin Islands. That would be very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's the spirit of the
Yeah.
answer I'm looking for, Martha.
you know, it would be a long time before it sunk in with me, Bill. I don't like if I had won it, I wouldn't be jumping up and down and screaming because I'm not. That's not me. It would take a long time for it to sink in, and as Cheryl would do, I would take care of my family.
Yeah, we'd all do that.
And
Yeah.
And that's an
and-
easy answer.
because I thought about it, and I know it will never happen. If I had that kind of money, I'd open up some kind of a foundation. That's what I would do.
Okay.
If anything came along later, you know, and plus if I'm the age that I am, I'm not going too
Too
far.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not getting. I'm
There's
not going too
nothing
far.
you want to go see or do.
No, the few times I've been out of the country, I love to go back to Italy. Yes, that was one of my favorite places. But No, nothing.
No, I
mean,
wouldn't.
you
Yeah,
know,
I wouldn't want to leave the U.S. I don't.
I at this point in time, nothing interests me. Put it that
Okay.
way. And you see so many travelogues and Rick Steves Europe and this and that.
Those are
You
good shows.
you probably see more there than you would
Yeah.
if you went in person.
But
So
it's nice because I've been with your dad, Leanne Place. When he talks, it brings back
Yeah.
a lot of your memories. You remember the places. you've
the
been
only
to.
other thing I do though is if I went on a trip again, I would not go on a tour. I would have a car
Oh, that's
with
I've
friends
done
and drive. I want to see more of what.
Okay. Elaine?
Well, you know how you imagine you're going to win the Powerball and all
Yeah,
this
that's
stuff?
right, yeah.
Well, one of the places I was going to give, aside from the family, was the St. Jude's Research, and then the Shriners in Boston, and then me.
Okay, now you. So
Me.
what are you going to do?
I'd like a place down the Cape, not too far away, on the ocean, and I'd like it not right on the water because I wouldn't want to be in the ocean when it, high tide. And I'd like it big enough so that if the family wanted to visit or whatever.
Like Dwayne and I, if we want to come
yeah,
down.
yeah. But that's all I.
Okay. Thelma?
Well, at my age, I don't think I'd be too willing to do something for myself because I couldn't have a place near the ocean. I couldn't walk in the sand anymore. I couldn't
That's a
do.
big factor, you know.
Yep.
We said your talk. We have to modify what we
Yeah.
can do.
Exactly.
That's the problem with me. I have a lovely place up in New Hampshire. My husband and I built. And I loved it there because I snowmobiled and skied and all sorts of things. I loved the woods and everything. And I would love to go there again, but I know it would be difficult for me. The traveling is about 3.5, 4 hours. And
Tell me you're missing the point. I need an answer on what you
Well,
would do,
I
not
don't-
what you wish you could
but
do.
the thing I wouldn't do much for myself. I would rather do something for somebody else.
Okay, good. It's Post Office Box 478, Norfolk, Mass. Okay. And
Fine.
put on the outside, Susie, do not open up.
Oh, it'll never happen. So don't get wishful.
Dwayne?
Well, first thing I do is buy some cars. Second is a driver.
See,
I am so tired of trying to go someplace and drive and park and everything else. I would love to be able to just say, James, let's go.
Or is it
Pick me up.
Jane?
Yeah.
Pick me up at 4 o'clock. That to me is lucky.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I would have homes where I could avoid winter, but not sitting. I wouldn't want to live south all year, but I don't want to live up here all year either.
Yeah.
There was a time, again, it changed with what you can do. I would have wanted to, hunt at different places across the country or go fishing. But today, I can't trek the mountains anymore or do that. So that's done. So
Yeah.
I have to do something else that's more stuff.
Oh, to be young again.
Oh, I know it.
Now, see, I don't ever wish that way, and I never did. I have always liked the decade that I've been in. If I was 20 and went into my 30s into 40s, and now that I am where I am, I don't think I'd.
Where are you?
Are you kidding?
Where are you?
I'm a little bit younger than you.
She's an octogenarian. She doesn't want to
They're cackling good now.
Well, you're all young.
Well, very good. I'm very surprised, Dwayne, of your choice. I thought you'd say, I'm going to take all the money, put it in a huge bag, get myself a couple of bottles of Jack Daniels, and sit down at the gambling table, and when they're both gone, go back home.
See, it doesn't matter anymore if I win or lose. Hell with the bank money, I'll just take the Jack Daniels.
Oh boy.
You know, the only thing I regret not doing was never going over to Europe and seeing the Normandy beaches where D-Day happened and all of that that ensued. There's some great tours that run you through Germany and then down southern Germany to ended up at the Eagle's Nest where Hitler had his
Yeah,
encampment there at
I almost made it there,
Berchtesgaden.
but it was snow at the time. It was summer, but there was snow there, and they wouldn't open up the road to be able to go up there. But that's in Berchtesgaden. It's very interesting.
I've been to Berchtesgaden.
Have you been to the
but,
Walker Hotel when underground Hitler had his underground?
See, I didn't
safe?
get to see that.
I
was,
did, and they had a huge safe. My gosh, it was almost as big as this room.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah.
This probably is going to blow my image. To confess this.
Oh, better
Oh,
not.
But-
boy, here. Brace yourself.
Yeah.
Get ready.
I went to Berchtesgaden when I was in the Army on a religious retreat because I began my Army career. I wanted to go to Europe. So they had a bunch of different occupations that were volunteer only. The paratroopers. Well, I wasn't going to volunteer for that. Then there was a dog handler for missile sites. I volunteered for that, but they said, no, you wear glasses. That's out. MPs, I volunteered for that. No, you wear glasses. That's out. I'm saying to myself, I got to get into something. So finally, the last thing was chaplain's assistant. Well, all you basically do is you're a clerk for the chaplain, you know? And the guy that was making the spiel said, we need Catholic chaplain's assistants in Germany. And I said to myself, oh, thank you, God. And I volunteered for that one, and they took me for that one. So I ended up over there as a Catholic chaplain's assistant working for Protestant ministers. Chaplains. It was a mess.
Typical Army.
Yeah. And I ran slightly amok a couple of times with the beer, and
They had good beer over there.
they sure do. And
Every town has a brewery.
a couple of the ladies saw me downtown, and what's the chaplain's assistant doing down there in the Schwarze Katz drinking beer? So I got dumped.
Really?
Yep. So the second time was.
Another time.
The first time
Never learned.
they just blasted me out and transferred me. But the second time, the second guy was a tremendous hypocrite. It was a Southern gentleman from Alabama.
Baptist.
Yeah. And a couple of ladies complained to him that, your chaplain's assistant was down there. You should have seen the floozy on his arm or something. And anyway, he said, Crane, going to let you go. So he says, there's openings all over Germany. So I went down to see my friend Sergeant Melzo down to the motor pool. And I had volunteered a few times to drive off-post trips for Melzo because I had nothing to do with the chapel. Nothing. It was a waste of time keeping me there. And Melzo loved it because I was like 24 or so, and I was mature, and he could trust me to go off-post. And so I went down to see him, and I told him what happened.
Some people
I
never
said-
learn, do they?
And I said to him, I'd like to come down here. He said, you'd take a transfer to the motor pool? I said, yeah. Now, I knew all these guys. I played cribbage with them at night over at the NCO club. And so he went and saw Lieutenant Don Edwards. He was the motor officer. He said the same thing. You're willing to come down here? I said, yeah. He went up and saw the colonel, and it was approved in about 4 hours. And I was transferred to the motor pool. Yep, and poor old Lieutenant Don Edwards was killed in Vietnam. so many of the guys were volunteered to go to Vietnam at that point in time, and good guy. And anyway, that's how I ended up at the motor pool, and I spent my time in Germany driving all over Europe.
Yes, good deal.
Yeah, it was a great deal, let me tell you. Good Lord had his eye on me, making sure I got good stuff.
Stayed out of trouble.
I don't think he was looking.
Thanks, Dalma. By the way, I have something else too. Two things. Mm-hmm. Your mother wears army shoes. Don't you remember we always used to say that?
Yeah.
Sticks and stones will hurt my bones, but names. That is a thing that we would say if anybody was against anything. Why don't they just say it today? No. They've got to make a big issue of what you say and never forget it and make problems.
This has got to do with army shoes?
Well, it's the saying. It's the saying.
Yeah.
On to another subject.
Remind me not to ask you any more questions, Selma.
All right.
Now, I maintain it's perfectly normal and delicious to put ketchup on my eggs. How come everybody is always revolted when I do that?
Is it scrambled?
Scrambled?
Yeah,
Yes.
scrambled.
Oh,
scrambled,
that's
yeah.
fine.
No.
Omelets.
Oh, why not?
Oh, not omelets.
A lot of
no.
people
To
like.
see, everybody has
lot
different
of
tastes.
people
That's to
like
see.
ketchup.
Yeah.
There's a variation. I dump hot sauce on them.
Yeah.
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 On scrambled eggs.
I like
Yeah.
Red otter.
To each his own.
I like corned beef.
Oh yeah.
Omelets.
Oh
And
yeah.
I put ketchup on it.
Sure.
And Susie
Why not?
gives me hell. Everybody gives me. The boys give me hell.
Well, I wouldn't listen to them.
Then you can come to breakfast.
Yeah.
All right, if you pay it. Can't afford
That was a
to take
sneaky
you
way to get you to
otherwise.
do that.
Yeah. Now,
Oh,
I think I've run through my little notes here.
yeah.
I think. So, okay. So now,
Yeah.
how about we have some fun here with talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her green plan for the U.S. Now, there's a lot of that that's on TV and on the talk shows and all that. So I went through the internet, and I think I have the entire green plan. So, does anybody want to support this? Free preschool kindergarten, ages 0 through 5.
Oh.
I mean, when's a mother going to bond with a child? I mean,
Oh boy.
God, we can't have them and then offload them, I guess. I don't.
Well, they do that now.
Yeah, I know. But, I know.
They have, out of necessity. They have to. There's not a woman, well, I won't say there's not a woman, because a lot of people that have really, really high up jobs, the wife can stay home. But today, in today's world, the woman has to go out and help support that home.
Unfortunately,
And that is
you're right.
unfortunate.
You're
Yes, it
right.
is.
Well, I think also, though, there's we also reach out for every creature comfort known to man and the best of everything. And I think that sometimes maybe that's an overstatement. That it also is a desire for everything nice too. That both people work. You know. Hey, listen, there's house husbands that stay home when the bride
Yeah,
makes $150,000 a year, and he's a busboy at
And a cook.
Nikki's restaurant.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
anyway, what's a striving for? Some of it's a striving for creature
You know, the
comforts, I think.
saddest thing I ever saw, and I don't know what the particular situation was at that point. I had met a woman, I don't know where she came from, but she was renting an apartment. And I guess she got some sort of a subsidy, but she had to rent her furniture, rent a TV, and I'm thinking, how in the world is this lady ever going to get ahead?
She's not, but you
Unbelievable.
know what? That's probably the only way she can exist.
Well, that's
Those-
when
those
I
rental
was like
things, yeah.
dumbfounded. I
Without
said,
going on welfare and everything else.
well, she had to be on some sort of welfare to be able to have money coming in.
This is off the subject. Now I'll get back to the green plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was reading an article in the Globe 3 or 4 days ago. Shortage of foster parents. Now, you first, because you're on the end. What do you think the state pays a foster parent to take care of a child per day?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
$75?
Martha,
Have not a clue.
take a guess.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Elaine?
$50 a day.
Thelma?
I think it might be by an hour. I think they get a good pay.
By an
But maybe not because, as you say, there's
Answer
so
the
few.
question.
I have no real thoughts about what they pay.
I'm gonna go, I think about $600 a month or $20 a day.
Wow. Is that what it? If you calculate that, that's how much it is a day. The 600 a month.
What do
I
you,
don't know, I know what it is.
Yeah.
but
The,
it's-
you have an idea?
Yeah, I know. No, I know what it is. I know what the price range is.
Oh, really?
$23 to $27 a day.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
You gotta be
Well,
kidding.
you get it.
Yeah.
Now,
But do they have?
now ask yourself the answer to the question: why can't they find foster parents?
Well, that's a simple.
23
Oh,
bucks
what
a
do you
day.
think?
Yeah.
You gotta
What
feed
they-
the kid.
Yeah.
You gotta.
But don't they have supplementary type of income for their clothes and shoes and?
I don't know
There
about
is, but
that.
there's not, it never
Yeah,
covers
I'm not.
what
I'm
they
not
do.
sure
Really?
about that. But they've got to feed the kid.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah,
God bless those people that.
No
take
wonder
them.
there aren't any foster
that's
parents.
exactly
Yeah.
right. That's the point. And there are kids that are in orphanages and they can't find foster homes for them.
That's why.
How much to keep a child in an orphanage?
I don't know
And
the
what
answer
kind
to
of
that.
care do they get? And
No,
what?
it's probably terrible.
And we're paying.
See, isn't that
Like
funny?
the home
We
for little wanderers.
Yeah, and
they
we don't know what's
they
going
just
on.
stopped the one in Walpole. They don't have that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a shame. Because Longview Farm
Yeah.
was a good experience for those kids. The outdoors, the woods, fishing, all that kind of stuff.
Why did they?
But a lot
Why
of
did
them
they
ran
close them?
away.
For
Yeah, the
what?
kids-
well, they were troubled kids though. That's
Yeah.
why they
Yes,
moved
they
there.
were.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know.
Do you know that Mr. Stillwell, whose son, we have Stillwell Avenue in his memory because he fought in World War II and died. And Mr. Stillwell worked there for years and helped take care of those boys. And it seems as that in that time we didn't have the problem boys, but they came along, and all the time you would see in the newspaper the police were out looking for some of them.
Yeah.
And,
No, they were always running away.
Yeah.
Mark Clark used to work down there too.
yeah,
Down at
I remember her.
Yeah, she's a wonderful lady.
Yeah, I remember her
but-
son George.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, so we got off the beaten track here. Let's go back to
The green.
The green plan.
He's a lot of work.
the Green New Deal.
You're gonna hear a lot of
Yeah.
Green New Deal.
Yeah, we heard some.
Free health care for everyone.
And who is this? Is this?
This is the Democratic Green Initiative.
Well, it's her.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
she's
she's-
the mouthpiece. For
Yeah.
it.
And Mark
But-
Markey is signed on.
Yeah, but everybody has added things to
Malarkey
it.
and-
This is what I can find that the Green Plan contains.
I think it sounds good, but it's not very feasible.
Wait till you hear the rest
Yeah.
of it. Free health care for everybody. Free college for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, the poor kids, they got $14,000 worth of debt before they
Are you
start.
kidding? It's try 80,000.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
some
no,
of them is,
Yeah.
That is
also-
debt.
Yeah.
But the point is, well, I have a good friend. He's alive, so I won't say his name.
Oh,
5 kids. He mortgaged his house, remortgaged his house 4 times over 10 years to put those 5 kids through college. You know? Now he's 61 or 2 years old. He said, I figure I'll have to work till I'm 90
If
to
he
build
makes
up
it.
a retirement.
Yeah.
But he doesn't begrudge it one bit. And
No.
he did
Yeah.
it happily.
Yeah.
And damn it all, people did that. And they didn't complain.
No.
But no.
And they did go in like
I
Heather
have to
and the
speak
rest
from
of
a
those.
different position. Because my husband had passed away, I couldn't put my kids through college. Every single one of them put themselves
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
So, what's wrong with the kids today? They can't get moving.
What's wrong with the parents instilling the proper thought process in
Yep.
the little monsters?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Free, I like this one.
What?
Free government funded living income guaranteed.
What?
Yeah.
Say that again?
Free government funded living income guaranteed.
Now, which countries in Europe do that?
yeah.
I know some of them do.
There's a couple. Yeah. Not everybody does this, but they
Yeah.
want to do it. Now, they're talking.
Boy, I'd love to know who's going to pay for all this stuff.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
start
yeah.
rattling your cage here and listen to the rest of it, I'll
After we-
answer that. Right?
After we get finished paying for the wall, we'll pay for that.
They're talking about, well, it's got to be a minimum of $18,000 a year, and actually it's got to be more than that, that every single person in the U.S., if you're not making more than that, they're going to give you that. Okay?
Well,
What?
Now, get a load of this one. No fossil fuel.
oh
Now,
yeah.
that's...
Oh, yeah.
Well, they said 10, now they went
Well,
to 12.
airplanes are going to fly by electricity now.
And no fossil
Yeah, that's
fuel.
a good point.
Now, fossil fuel is heating oil, gasoline, natural gas, kerosene.
Wood.
Oh, yeah, wood.
Wood's
Wood?
got
Well, wait a minute. No, that's not a fossil fuel. That's a.
You have to
Yeah.
have it processed. Earth.
So, anyway, no fossil fuel allowed in any form within
What a
12
great
years
idea.
or the world ends. That is what AOC said.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are her words.
If this doesn't go through in
Yeah.
12 years,
With
we're
words,
gone.
It's going to cease
Yeah.
to exist.
You know,
Yep.
all the mental
So,
people.
what-
out-
These are the Looney Tunes that were
Yep.
written in Congress.
all the mental
Yeah.
people. out
What
in
is
this-
the matter with them?
Who runs the electric company? What makes the electric companies run? How do we get our electricity?
Well, that's a good point.
Well,
They don't think about
They
that.
don't
Yeah.
think about stuff like that. But, I mean,
we
you've
just
got,
have to
the
shield
only
us
way
here.
you can generate
You just have
electricity.
electric cars.
Yeah.
Well, where are you going to get the electric to put the
Exactly.
electric cars?
Oh, the solar.
Solar,
Solar ain't gonna do
wind, or hydroelectric. And I figure about the best thing, looking at some of this stuff that I've been reading, we can probably take care of 15% of our needs with a combination of wind, solar, and hydroelectric. The other 85, that's up for grabs. Who knows? Maybe black magic or something. But so, no fossil fuel used in any form within 12 years or the world ends. Only renewable, non-polluting energy will be allowed. So that's solar, that is wind, and that is hydroelectric. That's
Now-
all. Or guess what?
When the
Guess
wind
what?
doesn't blow.
Nuclear. They are willing to admit now,
Now that nuclear is the way.
the best possible alternative
yeah.
for generating the kind of power we need.
Is the plant in Plymouth closed?
Yeah.
Close.
they-
Yes.
It's in
Closing.
the process of
Yeah.
being decommissioned.
Yeah. Now, for mass transit, only electricity is going to be allowed to power. So they're going to have to scrap every diesel locomotive, and those things run about $5 or $6 million a piece. So we'll scrap every one of those, and and just get electric powered ones. It'll probably cost $12,000.
If we
$1 million.
People
start
can't
buying
get to
stocks
work.
and who's running the electric companies, we might even not
I
even
mean,
need the lottery.
Even the thought of all that.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. This
The
this
thought of
is-
it even, that
yeah.
somebody would put,
We're going to abolish air travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
no more air travel.
No.
So if you want to go to Hawaii or something, you better start taking swimming lessons.
My dream home, I'll be over there forever.
You might not even get there.
Now they say that they would allow nuclear power on one hand, and then another group says abolition of all nuclear power. So I guess it's who you want to believe.
How are people going to get to and fro from work? I mean,
Electric
everything's
cars.
gonna-
Electric cars.
Yeah. Now,
Well-
this one is my favorite. Okay? Removal of all heating systems
In the country.
in every building in the U.S.
But why?
They pollute.
They gotta have solar heated or
Yep.
thermal heated.
What
Yep.
mentality?
Well, this is that new group that's in Congress
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
They don't have a clue what the real world is like.
Yeah.
You got this Rum Nuts Presley that we just put out there.
Oh,
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
let's look at the 16-year-old.
She wants the, the 16-year-olds to,
well,
yeah.
they voted
I
it down,
know.
you know.
Yeah.
And another one, and this, by the way, is true. This is our little girl, Alexandria, the former bartender and dancer. Okay? No more cow farts. Okay?
Now, how's she going to stop that? Or how
Well,
is
she's
that
gonna
going
talk to the cows, I guess.
They're the same cows that only make the milk that doesn't
Yeah.
have that protein in it.
Yes, yeah.
I did that, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard that up there.
So, no more cow farts.
People are getting
and
crazy
plant-
in this world.
Plant lots of trees.
Plant lots of trees, yeah, fine.
She believes in
Disband
photosynthesis anyway.
ice and open the borders.
Oh, God.
And I have a little just at the bottom. Actually, what's even more serious up in Maine than cow farts is moose farts. They did quite a study up there on moose farts. They really fart.
And a lot of
And,
money going down the drain.
No, and we have deer farting, and we also have elk out in the western part of the country farting. So
And we have them on the show. What do you
I
call
guess-
it? Old farts? And
yeah. So I guess the only
What are you going
alternative.
to do, waddle?
Huh?
Are they gonna,
The
I
only
said, what are they going to do, waddle?
Well, that's gas.
the only alternative I can see is to kill all the mooses, all the cows, and
And then Peter will be after them.
well, they're
Only in America.
cast anyway.
Only in
Look
America.
you right in the eye on the camera.
Yeah.
Be totally serious.
No.
Now you cannot just break up over this. You
I know,
cowards. You
yeah.
gotta be
The-
kidding me.
So the U.S. budget
Too much.
for the year, and I get all mixed up with all this crap, but I believe it's around $30 trillion.
Place of that area.
To do what she wants to do is going to be $92 trillion
Well, don't you
a
think
year.
people have more brains
Well,
than to vote
yeah.
for that
They're
stuff?
ridiculous.
Oh, well,
my
wait a
God.
minute now. Let's take a look at
believes
what's.
this.
Let's take a look at what's going on in the Radical Party. They are going to sweep these people into power.
Oh,
They're not gonna be able to
They
do
can't.
that. Yeah, they're not gonna
well,
do that.
how many of them are in the House of Representatives
Oh, well.
now?
That whole group that came
yeah.
together, all that.
The whole
whole
group, that's what is it, 1% of what was in there?
No, it's much higher than that. But they all have people going to run this
Here's-
next in
here's-
2020.
Here's the dangerous part. This is not going to happen today.
No,
But
we won't be here.
every school kid today, whether they're in grade school or high school, even college, is getting beat up with this stuff.
Oh.
Every instructor is saying this is the way we got to go. The kids are coming out of there believing this stuff.
Going home and crying to their parents the world
Believing
is going to
everything
end.
about
Yeah.
that we should have free this and free that, free that. We got to do this. We got to get rid of the cars. We got to get rid of trains.
oh, brother.
So you got whole generations that are coming up.
Boy, am
You
I
won't see
glad
this.
I
No.
live
No.
in
No.
my
3 or 4
generation.
Yeah.
generations down.
Yeah.
Really
So
fighting.
happy.
Yeah.
By the way, back in the 50s and 60s,
Gosh.
and now we get this, okay, the world's going to end in 12 years. Okay, back in the 50s and 60s, it was going to be, we're going to have starvation because we can't grow enough food to feed the population of the world. And remember, they were talking all about that and everything. So
Armageddon.
this is the cause now By the way, we're producing more food than we've ever produced, but we're going to have to think of some new ways to create. We're going to have to get smart about creating.
Well, nobody's
other-
going to get smart if they're going to think that way. So we're going to be in big trouble.
Do you know
if
what
they-
we're
the kids
running?
are-
We're running down out of time. I just want to bring you up to date on what's new at Fenway Park.
Oh boy.
They have a new sandwich,
Oh,
a limited edition burger. It's sandwiched between two waffles
Oh yeah, I
and
saw
topped
that.
with an egg and strawberry jam.
oh,
Yeah, I saw
Doesn't
that.
appeal to me.
Not
Boy.
ketchup, huh?
no.
I gotta tell you, that really sounds great. And they're also selling beer-infused bacon on a stick.
Oh,
Different. Huh?
yeah.
I'm showing a couple of people here
They
eating
sell
it.
for $35 each.
I was going to say, yeah. How much are
But
they?
anyway,
They're just
It's ridiculous, yeah.
yep.
As
And,
the world turns.
Yeah.
as the
We got all
world
this.
turns,
Yeah,
is right.
is right, Thelma.
I'm telling you. And this is the final story of the day.
What is it?
So, out in Oregon, these two guys that live in an apartment had a prowler in their apartment. And he was in the bathroom. So they locked the bathroom door and called the cops. The cops came, guns drawn, to get these prowlers out of these two men out of their bathroom.
they
There
thought
were
there was a
two?
problem.
Yeah. You know what it was?
No.
They opened the door and they found one of those little robotic
Oh, boy.
vacuum
Vacuum
cleaner.
cleaners.
And it was stuck and it kept banging against the shower
Oh
door.
my goodness.
Now,
That's funny.
the bottom line here, have men become such weaklings
Wimps.
that they are afraid to open a door in their apartment to see what the hell the noise is?
Well, somebody
Can
could
you
be in there
believe
with a
that?
gun.
Yeah, someone
Yeah,
could
but
be.
you
never know.
don't. You don't. They can't see on the other side of that door. Mm-hmm. Would you do that? Would you just open it up and go in there, not knowing what was in there?
Yes.
Oh, you're
Well,
crazy.
you're
You're
one of
crazy.
the minor minorities because
Would you do it?
Exception to the rule.
well,
Yeah. I mean, look, if there's
I
a
wouldn't.
noise in my bathroom, do you think I'm going to tell Susie to call 911 while I try to go hold the door shut? I mean, I'm
No.
going to go open the door and see what's going on in
You'd
there.
have
Well,
a bat
yeah.
with you, wouldn't you?
Maybe,
something.
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I
Other
mean,
weapons.
what's
See,
what?
first of all, we do this in the state, though. We have a flea law. In places like Florida, have a stand your ground law.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If a bad guy comes through your window or through your door,
You can-
don't have to flee.
that's right.
You can
it is
shoot,
your,
yeah.
it is your castle.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
we're supposed to go out the window.
Yeah, we're supposed to
We're supposed
run.
to run.
That's Massachusetts.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think
Massachusetts
the law
is so
should be
different.
changed.
I mean,
I don't.
listen,
I
we
really
won't.
don't like the way they operate in Florida. Maybe they have to because they have more
Yeah,
of the bad news down there. But here it's different.
it's getting that way.
Yeah.
Not two. It's not two.
I don't believe people should be toting guns all over the place.
Well,
that's not a good thing.
Looking forward to the day when it's like the old West.
Well, it is
All
that.
packed.
Okay, Wyatt Earp.
All right. And listen now, if there's any noises in your house, go open the bloody door.
Last night, what awoke me was it sounded like somebody was knocking on the door, and I'm saying, "Who the heck? Who?" First of all, nobody can get in the house. Second of all, how they can? It sounded like it was the kitchen door. So I'm laying there and I'm wide awake, and I'm saying, "What the heck was that?" I'm just waiting to hear footsteps or whatever. Then I finally figured out maybe it was the refrigerator. You know how it shuts off
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
might
Oh,
make a
the
click
ice-
or something. Yeah.
The ice cubes.
And then I
yeah.
thought, well, maybe it was that. I
The
said,
older it gets, the more often it cycles
Cycles.
too.
Yeah.
And on that note, folks, we've got to cycle off the air because we have our producer has run out of patience with us. She's in there holding her head, hoping it doesn't explode. So to save her, we're going to have to sign off. But here's a promise for you: we'll be back.
That's what they're afraid
Just
of.
like
Yep.
MacArthur.
We're gonna make sure that one of our members takes her meds before. So on that note, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Cheers.